Good evening, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to the Cowboy Cast. What a week, Harvey, for the NFL and Buffalo Bills, and especially DeMar Hamlin. But you know, uh, we got the good news.
Hey man, all I gotta say is I'm glad he's doing a lot better. That's all that matters. And honestly, at the end of the day, man, we decided not to go live, and I think it was the right call. Just because I don't know if I felt right going, not knowing that he's not okay, man. So I feel a lot better. He's doing a lot better. Hey man, that's all that matters. I'm just ready to go, man.
Hey, man, God is good, man. That's all I had to say, man. Here, definitely heard our prayers. But I do want to do a sound check real quick. Can you guys hear Harvey on TikTok real quick? Because we are live on our YouTube page and TikTok. So
Everybody can hear me?
you're probably going to have to do your own sound check.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Let's see. Oh, we got 14 people on already. So
Can you guys hear that?
can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me out there? I know Blue Collar's on. He'll
Yeah,
say something.
yeah, he will say something. Little a couple of updates, right? I don't know if you can get. Well, look, we got maybe April can help us. Can you hear Harvey? April?
Can you hear me, April? Check. Mic check.
As we're waiting about that. So obviously we already know. Obviously we said, hey, Damar Hamlin, thank you God, man. He pulled through. Scariest thing that we've ever had to, I think, encounter just in general. Just seeing football live, right? So if anything, we finally got some things cleared away. We know that the Cowboys are facing the Commanders this Sunday at 3:25 p.m. Central Time. Of course, it changes for your whatever time zone you're in. I know that'll be 4:25 p.m. Eastern for those out there in the East Coast. Harvey, how do you think the NFL has handled the way the scheduling is?
Man, I had some different ideas on it, but I think the way they handle it, I think it's kind of I don't want to say it's. I think it works out for the best, man. I think that's the best way scenario they could have done it. There's no other way they could have done it better, to be honest, man. So I think they did a good job with it.
It's interesting. Well, I think if anything, like what you said, I mean, it doesn't let anybody take the day off, right? Because if anything, right now, all indications is Jalen Hurts is healthy. I haven't seen anything made official, but it looks like the Eagles are going to play Jalen Hurts, right? And I believe Harvey, when we look back, the Cowboys went in against the Tennessee Titans and they won, right? So obviously the Cowboys put the pressure back on the Eagles because now what what definitely is on the line is definitely the NFC East crown, the division title. And so when you got this situation at hand, we didn't think this was going to happen after the Jacksonville Jaguar game, right, Harv?
No, we didn't, man.
But good job to the Cowboys for staying focused. We got Chris on YouTube says don't like the Eagles and Cowboys on the same time slot. Well, Chris, if you think about it, we just said that.
Yeah, I think I like it. I like it on the same time slot because I think at the end of the day, it puts pressure on the Eagles to play their starters, man. That's what it comes down to. They have to get the number one seed. They've come too far not to have the number one seed, to be honest.
Well, I mean, like we said, the pressure is now on them. And if the Cowboys played earlier and they lose, well, then the Eagles can just kind of like take the break, take the their foot off the gas pedal, right? And that is when football gets ugly. So it's good when now there's meaning to every game, especially towards the end. So it is gonna be kind of annoying trying to see what the Eagles are doing while the Cowboys are going on, but forget it. I don't care about what the Eagles are doing. Obviously, what is it that we would like to see against the Commanders? Because obviously, you were saying who's going to be their starting quarterback.
Well, so obviously Sam Howell is going to start, and I think they want to see something in him. I just don't like when the Cowboys play a new starter or a rookie. That's the one thing I do not like, man. If you look back at history, we always struggle with a new quarterback or a rookie playing. I don't know what it is about the history of this, but that always happens, man. I don't know why, but um, yeah, I don't know about this game. I don't know if I like it or not, but we'll see what happens, man.
And the only reason you say that because the Cowboys have showed a history of allowing these young quarterbacks to make a name for themselves. Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, man. We always do that. It's like the history.
Especially since we know the Cowboys are attacking the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs, right? And Nashawn Wright, I know PFF had put out some crazy numbers that I think they had like what 10 catches over him, a buck 20, but he
Yep.
did have that interception. So that is something that to kind of keep an eye out for. Like you said, I mean, it's one of those things where you know, I think the most important thing is that you'd like to see them come out healthy, right? If anything,
Yeah.
and that's the most important about this game. But overall, at the same token, we also need to pay attention to the New York Giants. And why is that, Harv?
Well, the thing is, man, he's the old coach, the old head football coach is playing some old school games, man. Um, I don't think he's showing his hand of if he's playing their starters or not. Um, and to be honest, in my opinion, if I'm a head coach, this is a freebie, Jerry. This is a freebie to play a playoff team without any sort of circumstances coming out of that, other than if the Eagles lose, they don't get the number one seed. That's literally like this is a free show me what you got kind of game, playoff type game that your players are not going to get before they go into the playoffs. So if you don't play none of these guys, they're not going to get that experience, what it feels like and how loud it gets, because this is going to be a playoff kind of game. But I, honestly, man, I see that coach playing everybody. That's just my opinion on it. There's no way that you can't pass that up.
They can't. The thing is that obviously, right? The Giants can't move up or down on the slotting when it comes to the actual playoff situation. But like you said, I think that this is a really young team with the New York Giants. So they need to play, man. They need to go full go with these Giants, man. Because I'll tell you this is the closest that they get as a warm up game into the playoffs because everybody's already crowned the Eagles. I mean, if you look on TikTok right now, I had to restart it because for whatever reason it just kept on refreshing. It says it was losing connectivity on TikTok. So we're re-live on TikTok. So please go out there, like and share that on TikTok. Sound check. Also, if anybody's out there, sound check Harvey. Let me know if you can hear him. I had to reset. Make sure that my connection was stable. But getting back to it, the Giants, this is the closest thing. People have already crowned the Eagles and the 49ers as the favorites to come out of the NFC, right? Period. So I think that this gives you another little warm up before you get into the playoffs. So it lets you know that what you need to dictate because you're going to get a Jalen Hurts back. So I think that this is a good test for the Giants to go ahead and play their starters, man. Get your starters in there. Let them know how it is to play a playoff team, right? Obviously, they're a well-known team that's in the division, so you already got two practices under. I mean, why not go with that momentum with this young team into the playoffs? Stick it to the Giants, man. I mean, let the Giants stick it to the Eagles, man, and let it be a real fight for the NFC East, man. Because I'll tell you this, I never thought the way the season started, I did not think that the Cowboys would be in this position they are today. So uh, anybody that is live on TikTok that is following us on TikTok, can you please tell me if you can hear Harvey so we can proceed, man? I really want to get going, with the uh, the clips I have.
I'm trying to see, man, but I don't know if it's still showing blurry on my side, so it's like not showing the video. So I don't know if we're having some difficulties. Just so y'all know, we started kind of late. We're trying to take care of y'all, man. We've been trying to get this this TikTok live formatted correctly for y'all. So hopefully it can be a little bit better for y'all to see us.
Aesthetic
So
wise, right?
we'll get there though. I mean, that's why we started kind of late. I wanted to make sure that we tried, but it's the little formalities. I think sometime next week we'll have it figured it out. So
well, we said that we want to implement that, right? Which is the aesthetic part, right? Where it looks nice and professional, and you can see, like what we're seeing. Yeah, it's still, yeah, for whatever reason, we're losing connection on the TikTok, but we'll go ahead and roll with it. There's still some people hanging around, but kind of let's get back on subject, man. Obviously, we're talking about the Giants, and this is kind of like what we're talking about. So this was they asked Brian the ball on Sunday, right, about this specific question about playing their team, right, and this is exactly what he had to say.
You're in a position now. I think you're locked into the 6, if I'm not mistaken.
You would know better. You would know better than me
I
right
should
now.
know, probably. Maybe somebody can correct me if
Yes,
I'm wrong.
you
I'm
are.
sure Pat knows. What is it, Pat?
You're 6.
You're 6.
Oh, Jordan had to jump right
So-
ahead of me.
Yeah, Daniel's giving them a couple of days off. Any thought to if we got to pull back on some guys this week, we will, or rest?
No,
Any rest?
no. It's not, you get rest after. You get rest after the season. It's a long season. This is it's a fun part of the season. It's a fun part of the season when you're winning, or a bad part of the season when you're losing.
So that was him on Sunday, Harvey. He's saying he's not gonna rest nobody, man. He said he's gonna play. I did see your message go through, so I don't know if you want to see if you can sound check yourself. You're muted.
I can't see the video, so I can't even see the video.
All right. Well, TikTok, we'll try back. We'll try it back on Sunday. So keep posted. We love y'all. But YouTube, this is where it's at, man. Let's continue on. So that was Brian DeBall, who I played on. That was on, for whatever reason, that was on Sunday. Come Monday, this is his tone, man. It literally changed overnight.
What's your plan for this week as far as playing starters?
I'd say we'll talk about it and do what's best for the team. So it's early Monday. Go out there, try to have a good week of practice, prepare like we normally do, and then decide what we want to do relative to who's playing, who's not playing. Whatever we think is best for our team, that's what we'll end.
So it's a big difference from the two tones, Harv. What do you think?
Yeah, I think somebody told him something after the game and said, "No, man, we can't let people know what's going on." And he kind of showed his hand a little bit too early, but it's too late, man. I think he's gonna play everybody, to be honest.
That's
in
good.
my opinion.
I hope so. Look at this. Ram. Man, what's up, Jay? This game is good opportunity to establish the run. Washington may be missing Allen, but the front seven is solid as they come. And you're absolutely right. I will say this. Josh Allen is a monster, man. I mean, Jonathan Allen. My bad. I don't even know why I said Josh.
Yeah,
But yeah, both Allens are beasts, right? But you're right. He may be out in this game. So, like you said, Tony Pollard, I believe they're going to bring him in, but at what? I'm pretty sure they're going to bring him at a pitch count, right?
they have to, man. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I don't know if he's injured, man. I don't know if we play Pollard or not.
Well, the thing is, the ones that have been ruled out has been Leighton Vander Esch and Tyler Biadasz. So those two we know for a fact that they're not going to be playing. But that's good because I think there's good indication that Tyler Biadasz may be able to be available week 1. We did see that Matt Forniak. I know that like Chris is very high on Matt Forniak. I think he was, it was pounding the table for him to be the center at the start of the season. But Cowboys went with what was regular with Tyler Biadasz. So I think ultimately, it's one of those things where if we get him, we get him. I guess some of the biggest questions is right now the way it is Connor McGovern is going to be the center, Tyler Smith at left guard, Jason Peters at left tackle.
Correct.
How do you feel about that offensive line?
Don't like it.
So you're saying the Cowboys they got to make sure they have their P's and Q's in order.
I like Tyler Smith on the left, man. He's been playing that all year. Why would you?
You're saying offensive tackle, left
offensive tackle. Tyler Smith needs to play left tackle.
So then who would man the left guard then?
Peters. He can play guard.
Oh man, you got to be able to move, man. Move.
What do you mean? Did you see Peters?
I mean,
He needed help.
He didn't need help, but
come on, man.
There were some plays over here that were pretty good plays, man. Look at Black Mama. What's up, Black Mama? What's going on,
What's
man?
going on?
And we hadn't been on. Out of respect to DeMar Hamlin. We definitely were focusing on him, but obviously we want to get back into the groove of things. We miss you guys, and we wanted to hear how you guys are feeling about this game ahead of us. Obviously. We're not playing Saturday, which is obviously a good thing. We have the Sunday game at the same time. Ram says, "I'm doing what I can to keep Tyler at left tackle."
That's what
Ooh. So he's with you.
I'm telling you, man. It doesn't make any sense at all what they're doing. Put it this way. This is the big thing. Would you rather have a slow and slower reacting 14-year vet? How many years does he have in? 15?
Yeah.
On the left tackle where those guys are fast?
Yeah, he's 40.
Or would you rather have Tyler Smith, who's a little bit faster and quicker on the outside?
I mean, look, long term, I think the Cowboys found their left tackle, but definitely, I think it's a situation.
But Jerry, if you say that, then why is he not playing left tackle?
I think
if he's the future, why is he not playing left tackle then?
I think they want to just make sure.
You said that.
I think they want to just make sure, right? Because he's looked good when he's played the guard, man. Because once he gets rolling, man, he's already at the second level. He's pounding the way. I mean, we've seen him open the holes for Tony Pollard, 15 plus yards downfield, man. And I don't know if Jason Peters can get there playing the guard position. But I will tell you this: look, Black Mama says he truly understands you. I agree as well. Our D needs to stop the run. So yeah, you're right on that. But I think with the Washington Commanders there, I think all their running backs are out, right, Harv?
I think so, but I think I'm not sure who. I know let me get on the inactives, but nobody's ruled out yet, though.
But didn't that participate all the way till Friday? I mean, that's kind of.
I mean, I really think Robinson's not going to play.
I don't think I think Robinson's not playing.
I don't think he's going to play.
I don't even think Gibson's playing either.
But out of the running backs, those are the only ones that are on the injury report. Nobody else is in the injury report.
Finally, somebody sees.
Oh, actually, Gibson is, but he did not practice all week too. I don't know.
Somebody agree with me. Finally, man. Only if more people listen to me, man, we'd be in a different situation right now. I like my pulling guards to have mobility. I'm with Jerry. So he's seen what I've seen on tape, man. He's seen that Tyler Smith has that second gear, man. Like, I mean, and not only is it fast, but he is powerful, man. So I know what you're saying. Stick with what we started because that's what Scott is here, right? That's what you're trying to say ultimately. What you and Black Mama agreed on, and Ram, right?
Well, we'll see how much help he gets over there. I guarantee you he's going to get some help.
So, Dallas Cowboys need to know this, which is, Harvey, go ahead, take it away. Game plan.
You're talking about for us against Washington?
Yes.
Say we run the ball, man.
Well, look at what Black Mama says. It doesn't matter who playing at running back. Also, I believe the Eagles are crazy to play Hurts. Giants is going to get him if he plays. We'll talk about that right now. But, okay, the game plan. So, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you need to know this. Go ahead.
Run the ball. Run the ball. I wouldn't show anything that I have not shown all year. Just play the regular plays, and I think we can beat this team, honestly. And then when the playoffs start, we take out all the tricks in the bag, man. But I would not show anything new. We run the ball. I say Malik Davis and Zeke run the ball maybe 30 times and leave it at that and let Dak play action, roll out, do his thing, and that's it. They should beat this team. But what if we said this whole season that they should beat this team? What happens?
They get a Jacksonville Jaguars type of situation.
They do, man.
A fluky win, man.
But this game right here, right? And I'm pretty sure all the starters are going to play, minus obviously LVE and Biotish. If we have another game like a Houston Texans game in Jags, people are going to second guess going to the playoffs. And I'm telling you what, if Mike McCarthy lets that happen, it's going to be another scenario where he says my guys were nervous, and that's not good, man.
It's never good.
They have to dominate this game.
Look at that. Black Mama's with you all the way, man. He goes, "You go, Javier." I agree. So he also recommended it doesn't matter who's playing running back, right? Which is obviously clearly what you're saying. And he says, "I believe the Eagles are crazy to play Hurts. Giants is going to get him if he plays." So that's a good. This is a good. I mean, it's not a good situation for any player, right? Rushing a player back, but like what I guess what Black Mamba is saying is Jalen Hurts, is he really truly healthy? You know, can we really? I mean, number one, do you trust Nick Sirianni to tell the truth?
I think he's scared, man. I think he knows Jalen Hurts is hurt, but he has no choice, man. He has no choice at this point. And guess who put themselves in that situation? They did. They did. They're scared, man, because they're like, shit, we might lose the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it's very possible. The 49ers, if they win, they get the first seed. This is if the Eagles lose. Eagles lose, 49ers get the first seed. And then, of course, Cowboys win, they get the actual division. They get the home field for the time being until divisional round. But, best case scenario, 49ers lose, Eagles lose, Cowboys get the first round bye and all the bells and the whistles, right? Which is what we clearly want. I think earlier, last week we were talking about this. No, give me the 5th seed and let's run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, if we can lock up first round and the division, give it to me. I'll take it because you know what? I am starting to trust McCarthy in his actual ability to make adjustments, especially when the game is already flowing. So I like that. You know what I mean? I understand sometimes the game flow, it'll take us to get into the halftime for the game flow to change, but I trust McCarthy at this point. The second thing is, Harvey, we've been seeing so much hate towards Dak, man. What is your answer to Dak Prescott having 14 interceptions on the year?
You don't want my opinion, do you really?
Yes, I really do, man.
You know what I'm going to say.
That is going to go on TikTok. So whatever you say nice and calmly, man. And make sure, because I'm going to clip this up and it's going to get posted, baby.
So this is my thing, right? About Dak. He hasn't played 5 games. And he has how many years? 14? Does he have 14? I'm pretty sure he has 14. Mm-hmm. That's not good, man. That is not a good stat. Now, hindsight is 5 or 6 of those interceptions have been drop balls out of their hands or tipped. It is what it is. The bottom line is this, man. You can't make them. You can't make them. Now, if you look back, think about who he was throwing those balls to. I believe 3 or 4 of those balls were to Noah Brown.
It was to Noah Brown.
Why? What? On critical, and we talked about this, on critical situations, why are you throwing to Noah Brown? Why? You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Gallup, and you got Schultz. You can't scheme a play to get one of those guys open?
Ooh, that's a good one.
If Kellen Moore is a guru,
okay,
why does he not scheme one of those guys open? Why is it the 3rd or 4th receiver in the depth chart? Makes no sense, man.
It does not.
Makes no sense.
It does not make any sense. He goes, okay, Dak needs to play smart. He can be aggressive, however, live to see another down, man.
Yep. But I will say about Dak. That is a little different, and I said this before this year, because in past times, Dak has thrown interceptions and we've been blown out. It hasn't been a game. For whatever reason, I keep saying this. It reminds me of the Chiefs when they won the Super Bowl. They make mistakes, but the defense somehow gets them the ball back. Somehow, some way. The defense gives up a lot of yards, but they get the ball at critical times back to that quarterback. And they do something with it. Look at the point differential. Unless it's changed, I think we're number 1 or number 2. I'm just saying.
You're absolutely right. And me and you, we've been battling haters on the comment section of the TikTok like crazy. So I love it that you're emphasizing that, right? Which is, hey, it doesn't matter if Dak throws an interception because you know what, this defense is special. Even though they'll give up gaudy numbers, which is sometimes, I think that number is inflated because it's a big play that the Cowboys gave up, right? A long touchdown pass, or what I'm saying. But what we've seen is the running. They've actually been focusing on stopping the rush attack, and they've been burning us on cornerback too. So I do see what you're saying, but it almost seems like at the right time the defense is able to make the stop and say, "Here's the football,
Yep.
offense, go." And like you said, I'm seeing more and more of that. So just to kind of round off and kind of end the show, I have the last segment or the last subject that we don't want to talk about is we saw RC, man, Ryan Clark. He's on ESPN. He's a dual threat. Sports analyst. He went out on a limb. He said Cowboys are the quarterback of the entire NFL. What's your thoughts after hearing that clip of Ryan Clark, Harvey?
It's true, man. I had a conversation with my brother Alex about this. So when I think the Kansas City Chiefs have lost 3, I believe it's 3. I think they lost to the Colts. Think about that. The Colts. They lost to the Bills. I'm trying to remember the other team they lost to. Oh, that's right. Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Didn't we beat them?
Yeah, we did beat them. But neither here or there.
Near there.
But I'm just saying, there wasn't a ruckus talking about Patrick Mahomes lost to the Colts. They didn't make that a big deal.
They didn't.
They didn't. Big deal. When the Chiefs have a bad game and they barely beat the Texans, that's not a big deal.
You're absolutely right.
Right? The Bills they're not playing very well, even though they are winning. The Vikings almost beat them.
True.
You hear it for like 30 minutes and then they go on to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And they don't make that a big deal. So what Ryan Clark is saying is true, man. It's 100% true. I don't care what anybody says, man. When it comes to the Cowboys, you got to think Dak is a 4th-round pick, but for whatever reason, he gets all the heat from every network you can think about on that Monday morning quarterback if there's a loss or there's a bad game. He gets the scrutiny from all the networks. I promise you. Check them all out. But they're true. The Cowboys, I don't care what anybody says, we're America's team, man. Yes. That's why we're on every network. We're on every network more than any other team, man. Not only that, there's more people watching us than any other team. I think we had, 42 million people watching the Cowboys? What game was that? I don't even remember.
It was on Christmas Eve.
I'm just saying, man, we're everywhere. We're going to get scrutinized. That's what it is. I'm just saying, that's the point. Hey, you have that star on your helmet, man, you're going to get scrutinized at every position.
Well said. I have to give you a round of applause. That was great, man.
Get me fired up, Jerry.
Hey, look, we got the comment section fired up. Christopher Cruz says 7 points down and 1:25 on the clock. So, do you trust Dak, Javier? This is a good question. Do you trust Dak with 1 minute 20 seconds down by 7? Do you trust Dak?
Yes, I do actually. What I don't trust is Kellen Moore.
Oh, there you go, Chris. You got the answer, man. You wanted the truth. Can you handle the truth, right? Oh, Fernando, good to hear you. He says Dak is playing smarter. His confidence of using his legs more needs to come out a little more. Wow, man, that is something that somebody has not really brought out. And if you notice, these last 3 weeks, he's used his legs to get him out of that situation. He doesn't need to go to his check down. He can literally use what he has, and he's still very gifted that he can get that first down. Harvey, what do you think?
No, I agree, man. I think I want to try to remember the game when they did that run with Dak and Brown was leading with him. I'm trying to remember what game that was, but I just feel the more they use his legs, that it's just the defense doesn't expect it. And I think that's just another dimension. I think in the playoffs, man, he needs to run more, to be honest.
Ooh. Let's see what like Mama he's saying. At Fernando Ray, he's saying I agree. If he utilizes his legs and have confidence, he would be
Yeah.
deadly.
Yeah.
And he says, what do you say? Great answer, Javier. Basically, that's what he's saying. So, obviously, we see, obviously the Commanders, we can't take them lightly. They're going to be facing off what you said, a quarterback that has something to prove. He wants to, not only does he want to prove to the Commanders that he is the future, but he wants to show the NFL that, you know what, you don't need to draft a quarterback, right? Which is kind of what I feel the Commanders need to take them over that edge and that's a very talented team, regardless of what we want to say about the Commanders and the coaching staff. They have all the talent on defense. I understand this year they've been waiting for Chase Young to come back, and it's hard off of an ACL, especially at that stature. But definitely Cowboys need to take care of that. Don't let cornerback 2 be your Achilles heel, right?
100%.
Get the running game going. Get the Cowboys running game going. Right, because this is a good test, like Ram said. And then look what Black Mama says. It's a rival game, so we better win.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, man. I have one of my coworkers. He's a Washington Commanders fan, and I'm not going to hear the end of it if we lose this game.
We better win.
We better win.
Oh, we know. Yeah. I know who he is. I like him, man. He's a cool dude. But I'm sorry, man. Commanders. We can't lose to the Commanders. I mean, yeah, we can, but no, we can't lose to them, man. For whatever reason, we need them bragging rights on Monday. So Cowboys, please pull through for us. And man, we have a lot at stake. Could possibly be NFC East Division champs, and we could possibly have the first seed, man. And I'll leave you with this little sprinkle right here before we sign off. Harvey, if everything falls in the favor of the Dallas Cowboys and they have the first seed, how confident are you going to go into the playoffs knowing that the Cowboys have the first seed? You see, that's why you come to the Cowboy Cast. That's why you share it. That's why you like it. That's why you go and share it with other people, man, because nobody's talking about this kind of stuff, man.
You know what, Jerry? I don't know if I like this team with the first round bye.
Come on, Harv. You have to, bro. I mean, first round bye.
I don't, man. I do not.
Technically, we get that monkey off of our backs, right? Because the comment sections have been lit with first round one and done, which is, hey, we get technically it'd be second round and done, right? But still.
I don't think I like this team with a first round bye. I'm just being honest.
I'll take it.
I won't. I won't. I need this team to play every week, man.
Let's see what Fernando has to say. He says, he's saying Dallas. Oh no, okay. Eagles when Dak.
Washington, yeah.
Oh, okay. He's talking about that situation that you're asking about with Dak, I believe.
Yep, it was the Eagles.
It was against the Eagles.
Nobody expected that, man. Nobody.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And put us in the got the first down, a critical first down, and he put us in scoring position, right? And then Black Mamba says the defense should eat. So obviously, what he's trying to say is if everybody's playing, like Trey Diggs, all them, there should be turnovers all over the field, and I like it, man. I think aside from, like you said, maybe not give Tony Pollard the let's preserve him for another week. Like you said, bring in some fresh legs. How do you feel about maybe preserving DeMarcus Lawrence and just letting Sam Williams go full throttle in the game?
I would definitely rest DeMarcus Lawrence, man. 100%. That's the one guy you have to rest.
Try resting Micah Parsons. I don't think that guy has no rest.
I don't think he's gonna want to, man. But I do feel good about the Cowboys resting this long. I think it's well deserved, and I think it's gonna help them as well. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't play DeMarcus Lawrence or Micah Parsons. That's just me, man. I would not play those guys. What for? What do you got? You already know what you have in them. They don't need to play another week.
I mean, it does feel like DeMarcus Lawrence has been on the injury report for quite some time this season, and we know the foot injury. So I think that he deserves to take this off. I think I like to see Sam Williams see if he can hold down that side of the ball, right? Because obviously DeMarcus Lawrence has been that defensive end that contains the run for us. And I think it'd be nice to see if Sam Williams can do the same, right? If need be, right? Going forward, especially the next 3 weeks.
My thing is, Who's going to start at corner?
Oh, I think they're gonna go with Nashawn Wright.
I'm just saying, man. That's a big test as well. Whoever's going to play the opposite of Diggs, man, is a big deal.
It is.
Huge deal.
It is because I'll try to have the audio. We will do kickoff and we will do kickoff and post game on Sunday. Black Mamba says DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons should rest. Yes, I absolutely agree. Fernando, question: you think the NFC should play a neutral field to even things out, just like they did with the AFC? Man, it's crazy because when you actually start doing the actual you start looking at it, I believe it was the previous Chiefs owner, right? He actually was actually pushing for this type of situations, right? For neutral ground when it comes to playoff. So I think it's something that definitely should be taken into consideration going forward. I mean, obviously, the only thing is that there's no real clear cut home field advantage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. Just because this is my point to that, right? Why I don't agree with it. I think if you're one of the best teams in the NFL and your record shows that and you win a division and you're the number 1 seed or number 2 seed, whatever, I think you've played hard enough and good enough to receive home field advantage and have the advantage of the fans. You took care of business throughout the season. And I think you should be rewarded for that.
Damn.
I'm just saying that's what I say.
Black Mamba, agree with you. Sorry, Fernando. I'm gonna have to side with Harvey on this one. I mean, it's tough. It's a good idea. I think that if anything, maybe for the conference championship, perhaps it should be looked at.
No.
Man, I just remember, man. I'll tell you this. I was me and Harvey were super young when this happened. Obviously, it'd probably give away our age at this point, right? But 1994 was probably the worst season of our lives. We had to go to it's not Santa Clara now. It's what was it? Candlestick Park, man. And that hurt, man. I remember, Harvey and I, we both graduated same year. And there's a lot of Cowboy Nation that we went to high school with, but there's those oddballs, man, that they like this team, for whatever reason, they like another team. And man, we had those guys that were just annoying, man, cheering on those teams. And then there were some that actually cheered on the 49ers. We didn't understand why. If you're from Texas, why are you going to associate yourself with a 49er, right? Black Mama says, I will suggest neutral fields if you have an 8-8 record like the Bucks. They should travel. Ooh, okay.
And you know what? That's the one thing I agree with.
Wow. Okay. I love
because you got to think the Cowboys will end up 13-4 after Sunday, and they have to play the Bucks at Tampa
at 8-8.
That makes no sense. I know they won the division, but you can't punish people that have a better record. And that just doesn't make sense to me, man. That's not fair.
It just doesn't make sense, right? It's like giving a second place trophy out. I mean, should there be a second trophy? I mean, for instance, who lost last year in the Super Bowl? The Bengals. Did they get a second place trophy saying, here, I came in second place?
Nope.
Are you saying that by the Cowboys having to go to Tampa to play a playoff team, you're saying that's kind of when they should consider the neutral ground?
Correct.
But this is where we sat with Fernando. I think that's what Fernando was just saying. He goes, I'm just saying for the postseason, just because what they're going through right now. You're absolutely right. And now look, absolutely, Javier. So look, now this makes sense. This is kind of like that catch-22, right? It's like no and yes. But that's definitely something to that the NFL should take into consideration, because like you said, if the Bucks or we'll just use the division. The NFC South has been trash all year. I mean, not only that, but their games has stunk it up. Literally, it's like almost unwatchable at times. And they were able to get past their teams, and they were able to place first in their division. you're going to reward them by allowing somebody else, like in this case, we're talking about the Cowboys or anybody else, right? Let's say the Cowboys won the NFC East, so now they got this. So now you're telling me Philly, who had a great season, now has to go and face Tampa at their house. It makes no sense, man. Why is the NFL handing out second place trophies? So yes, this is definitely something to consider. Harv, anything else to end it off?
No, man. To me, this is my thing. I think we have some great games coming up. And I'm kind of glad the NFL changed this to a 7 playoff teams, just for the simple fact that you're watching the whole season all the way through the end. I know before the last week or 2 weeks, it was kind of like, oh, we're good, we're reset in place, we know who's gonna go where. But when you add that extra team, you got to think that Seattle game is big, and that Seattle game is before the Sunday night game versus the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. So if the Seattle Seahawks lose, then it's all on the Lions. They just got to win and they're in. Green Bay's just got to win and they're in. I mean, and that's big for us because depending on how everything falls, right? I mean, we either might get a number 1 seed if everything falls the right place, might not, right? But what happens if we're the 2nd seed? Why is that important? Well, if Green Bay wins, we play Green Bay. I'm just saying there's a lot of things. And then you got the Jags and Titans playing for the division title on Saturday Night Football.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, hey, man, I'm happy they moved this to seven teams because it's coming down to crunch time. And you know what? It's making a lot of teams play chess games.
Yes, man. It's a lot. Man. It's a lot
you don't know what's going on with the Giants. If it's me and I know that guy, I'm telling my guys, hey, this is a free ticket to a playoff game. No, it doesn't matter what happens. You're in the playoffs already. Why not give it all you got? Let's see what we have. Because if you think about this, if the Giants play their starters and they give Philadelphia a game or even beat them, what is the Giants going to feel going into that game? Mm-hmm. Even if it's a close game, it's the mental. Because remember, the Giants did the same thing against the Patriots. They tried to beat them when they went undefeated that season. They didn't win, but it was a hell of a game. And look what happened in the Super Bowl. They beat the New England Patriots because they knew they could play with them. I'm just saying, very interesting. A lot of soap opera going on this weekend. I'm excited. I'm just glad we're back, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're back, man. It feels this feels at home, right? Being home with our peeps, man, and being able to discourse. I love it. Look at this. He says home field advantage is totally fair. It spices things up, and if a team wants a home game, they just simply need to win their division. I mean, look, that's just the way things have always been done, right? So why mess with success? Yeah, I hate what NFL did with game time with Lions versus Packs and not playing at the same time with Seattle and all be that the Lions game with my family. Oh, okay, that are Lions fans. Okay, all right. Oh, dang, that's crazy, man. So you're actually going to be at the game.
Check this out, though. This is just me being a conspiracy theorist, right?
NFL conspiracy.
Hey, I'm going to watch that Seattle game and see how many flags they throw.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. Why would they do that? That's all I'm going to say. Why would they make it a Sunday night game?
It's a very crazy situation.
Why would they not make the Eagles Giants Sunday night game? That means I'm telling you, this is set up for the Seahawks to lose. And just listen, think about this. It creates money, man. The NFL wants to make money. Make Seattle lose, and you got yourself a game on Sunday night. Whoever wins is in. I'm just saying.
I like where you're going. Look, Black Mama says, absolutely. I'm looking forward to all the games and the tribute to DeMar, right? It was going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to wear the number 3 patch. The majority of all the NFL, right? I believe, or
Yeah. Well, they're also, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Every 3 that's on the field is gonna have a blue boundary around it. If I'm not mistaken,
that's
I'm pretty sure that's what the NFL is gonna do for the all the fields that they're gonna play on. They're gonna have that blue boundary across the 3s, which is pretty cool. But look, man, I'll say this, right?
Black Mama says, absolutely right.
Yeah. So I'll say this, man. Hey, man, what a kid DeMar Hamlin is, right? When the story came out, they took that tube out and they said, "Hey, man," he said, "Did we win?" And for that doctor to say is, "Yes, you won, man. You won at life." And then he talked to his team and said, "You know, we have something to finish, man. We have a goal we got to finish." Man, that's crazy to me, man. How, like, I don't know if he knew what happened to him or they explained it at the time, but that's crazy to me, man. That is some heart. Like, if these Bills are gonna go out there and play, man, I guarantee you, if I'm the other team, I'm kind of scared, man. This team's gonna come up with all cylinders firing, man. So it's gonna be exciting. I'm glad everything's back to where it should be. And I'm just happy he's okay, man. That's the biggest thing. And the only reason I say that is I went through something like that, not myself, but a family member of mine. And it's rough, man. I don't think people realize the things you have to go through, but I'm just grateful that, hey, this brings us together, man. It really does.
For real, Black Mama, straight fighter, man. You know, DeMar Hamlin. Hey, but let's give a round of applause to the first responders, to the medical staff, right? You know, it like you said, is the most scariest thing that we've ever seen, like, live. So, you know, but shout out to them. Hey, God is good, man. That's it. Hey, but join us on Sunday kickoff. We will be live 30 minutes before kickoff, and then we will be online after the game. We'll talk about it, and we'll see how everything went. For that, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you guys on Saturday. Hey, Black Mama, much love to everybody, man. We'll see you guys Sunday.
Keep it real.